when you're just going and going and you feel like you can do it all, and then all of a sudden you just hit this wall and you just crash and burn? That's how I feel today. I have hit a wall, and it's like almost like my body's telling me that I need to slow down. We're going to talk about new books for June today, because I have a full page, almost a full page of books that have piqued my interest. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Y'all know who I am. I don't know why I always say Aimee here. You know who I am. My name is literally the name of this channel. I'm in a way today, so just excuse me. Hopefully I can get this video up before the middle of the month hits, although we are currently on day 10 of June. So I'm pushing it here, I'm pushing it. So of course a lot of these books have already came out, which is a good thing because you can just go out and get them if they look of interest to you. And as always, I know there are a lot of books out there that are releasing. These are just books that have caught my interest. So please let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to in the month of June, book-wise, or, you know, whatever. Mimi's here. All right, let's get started, because I have a feeling my camera's not gonna last very long. A book that came out already on June 1st. This is Death Row by Freida McFadden. This is just a little novella. And it says it is the first book in the Alibis collection series. This is about a woman who is on death row for murdering her husband. She has an alibi, although no one is paying attention to the fact that she had an alibi and that she has no motive to kill her husband. It's Freida McFadden. I'm sure it's gonna be very entertaining. I'm not sure I'm gonna read this one, but it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'm intrigued. This is Atmosphere. It came out on July 3rd. It's been buzzing around Book Talk. We do have some queer characters in this story, so great for Pride Month. But I just don't know how interested I would be in a 1980s space shuttle program book. I'm not sure. This is kind of giving me vibes of, and I checked if it was based off of the true story. There was a teacher in 1986. I just looked this up just because I was like, why is this giving me this vibe of this teacher that went to space and died? I think like the ship blew up. It was like 1986. So I was thinking it was like maybe based off of that story, but it's not. But it is about a woman that goes to space. It has stuff to do with NASA. So if you're into that, you know, this could possibly be a good read. It's based in the 1980s, which is always a good thing. And of course there's a love story involved. So I just thought I'd mention it. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's something that I'm going to pick up, but it interested me because of it's got a queer characters in the book, and it's been floating around on Book Talk, and people seem to be liking it over there, so I thought I'd mention it here. Also releasing on June 3rd, this is Ghost Rider by Julie Clark. This was one of my Book of the Month picks. This dates back to June 1975 when the Taylor family experiences a traumatic incident in the family, and Vincent seems to be the only one left from this tragic incident. Decades later, he's an author, and his daughter is going to be ghostwriting basically his biography. So he's finally going to be telling the story of that night. From what I gather from the synopsis, I don't want to read too much into it, but this has also been floating around on Book Talk, and it's getting good reviews, so I'm really excited about this one. Also releasing on June 3rd, this is We Don't Talk About Carol, and this is by Kristen Berry. I do believe this is a debut, I think. Hold on, let me make sure before I say that. Okay, maybe not. It doesn't say. It just says a dedicated journalist unearths a generations-old family secret and a connection to a string of missing girls that hits way too close to home. Oh, in this gripping debut novel. So it is a debut by this author. I thought the book was pretty. It did sound really good. It dates back to 1960s. I do believe there's going to be a timeline in this book, which also intrigues me. It says Sydney Singleton finds a hidden photograph of a little girl who looks more like Sydney than her sister or her mother. She soon discovers that this mystery girl is a photograph of her Aunt Carol, who was one of the 6 local black girls to go missing in the 1960s. So yeah, sounds really, really good. And I thought I'd put it on the list. Lots of books released on June 3rd. And you know, I like to throw in a YA thriller every now and then. This is Now She's Dead by Rosalind Clark. And one of the blurbs said it was a good read for Memorial Day weekend. So it just made me think of summer. This would be a great summer read. It says, last summer, Sarah Ellis was found dead by the lake and only Mandy knows what really happened. This summer, she's desperate to keep it a secret. I think this one is also going to have some timelines dating back to probably when this tragic incident took place, leading up to what could possibly have happened. Also released on June 3rd, this is So Happy Together by Olivia Worley. This is also a book that's floating around on Book Talk that just piqued my interest. It seems to be, at first I thought it was like a romance, and it is a romance, but it's a mystery, thriller, suspenseful romance. So, and everybody's loving it on Book Talk. So here we are. It says Jane and Colin are soulmates. He just doesn't know it yet. For 24-year-old Jane, finding love in New York City is even harder than making it as a playwright, especially when all her swiping through the apps leads to one meaningless connection after another. Jane meets Colin. She seems to think that they're perfect for each other, but he breaks off their blooming relationship after 6 dates, and then he starts dating someone else. So I'm not sure where that's going to lead. I guess we can read it and find out. On June 10th, which is today, the day I'm filming this, The Bachelor Party by Camilla Stern releases. This says Scream meets The Guest List in this wickedly compelling and compulsively page-turning thriller of friendship and murder. Scream and The Guest List? That's quite a pair. This looks like there's going to be like an isolated thriller. There's going to be 4 friends that go off to this remote island off the coast of Sweden. They go there every year. They've all been best friends since childhood. The idea is to drink beer, dance by the water, and shake off the weight of life's expectations. That sounds fantastic. I think Mimi moved my camera. And while I wasn't looking. It's almost feeding time, so she's like letting me know that, Mama, it's time. What are you doing? What are we doing with our lives? Oh, this looks like it's going to be like a true crime podcast type of story. It says 10 years later, ever since she was a teenager, Tessa Neeson has been consumed by the story of 4 friends who disappeared on their annual trip to a remote island together. As her true crime fervor turned into a wildly popular podcast, Tessa urgently covered Sweden's most gruesome cases, but could never find the answers behind what happened to these women who disappeared, leaving a few maddening clues, but no concrete answers. Ooh, I'm definitely intrigued on this one. Our annual book from Riley Hart also releases today, June 10th. This is With a Vengeance. This, however, is not getting great reviews on Book Talk. So I'm a little worried. It says One Train, No Stops, a deadly game of survival and revenge. In 1942, 6 people destroyed Anna Matherson's family. 12 years later, she's ready for retribution. Under false pretenses, Anna has lured those responsible for her family's downfall onto a luxury train from Philadelphia to Chicago, an overnight journey of 14 hours. Her goal? Confront the people who've wronged her, get them to confess their crimes, and deliver them into the hands of authorities waiting at the end of the line. So it is based in the 1940s. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've heard other people say this as well, but it's Riley Sager. So we're gonna find out what it is through our own opinion. Let me know in the comments if you've read or if you're gonna read Riley Sager's new book and how you feeling about it. Another well-known thriller author releasing a book on June 10th. This is Kill Your Darlings by Peter Swanson. This says it's an inventive, utterly propulsive murder mystery in reverse, tracing a marriage back in time to uncover the dark secret at its heart. That's interesting. The story of Wendy and Tom's marriage is told in reverse, moving backward through time to witness key moments from the couple's lives. Their 50th birthday party, buying their home, Jason's birth, the mysterious death of a work colleague, all painting a portrait of a marriage defined by a single terrible act they plotted together many years ago. I don't want to read too far into this. This is very intriguing. Also releasing today, June 10th, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This has also been floating around on Book Talk. It is, I'm pretty sure I've seen nothing but good things said about this book. It says a new genre-defying novel about immortality and hunger. This is a story about hunger. 1532, Santo Domingo de la Calzado. A young girl grows up wild and wily. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dreams of escape. But Maria knows she can only ever be a prize or a pawn in the games played by men. When an alluring stranger offers an alternate path, Maria makes a desperate choice. She vows to have no regrets. This is a story about love, 1827 London. Okay, I'm not gonna continue to read this because this is this is a tour. Oh my goodness, words, Aimee. Let me have a sip. This is a story told through time in different ways from the same person. Almost like, I want to say like kind of a time travel type story. Mimi, it's time for me to go feed them. This same person travels through time, and I think each time she meets a different love, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's getting great raves and reviews over on Book Talk. Everyone's talking about it. The more I see it and the more I hear about it, the more intrigued I am. On June 16th, we're gonna take a little turn here. This is a male-male romance that is releasing, Burn It Down by Nicole Dykes. So this is gonna be Cade and Spencer's story. Cade is a firefighter as well as a father. It looks like for some reason he's going to be having to go back to his hometown. Spencer has always had a big crush on Cade in high school. It says, my high school crush and my biggest heartache in adolescence. I don't know if Cade defines as straight or bi. This could be a bi awakening. I'm not sure, but it sounds really good. I'm always here for a hot, sexy firefighter kind of romance. On June 17th, we have Someone Knows by Vi Keelan. I always thought Vi Keelan was just a super spicy romance writer, but this looks like it's gonna have a little bit of a mystery thriller twist to it. It says an English professor's deadly past comes back to haunt her in this chilling and sexy thriller. As a college English professor, Elizabeth looks forward to the start of each new semester teaching her creative writer seminar, at least until she reads chapter 1 of The Reckoning, a tale about a high school senior who has an affair with her teacher. To anyone else, it would be the beginning of a great page turner, but to Elizabeth, it is the beginning of the Inn. Not sure what that means. It says Elizabeth returns to her Louisiana hometown, where it soon becomes clear that no matter how many years have gone by, she can't escape her past. So we have a Louisiana hometown wreck over here. Super excited. It sounds really good. I'm kind of interested in checking out what Vi Keelan has to offer us. The cover got me on this one. This is Wicked Games by Willow Dixon. I've never read anything from this author. This is a male-male romance. It says it is the first book in the... Well, it doesn't say on Goodreads, but I have it written down as the first book in the Silvercrest U series. It says Wicked Games is the first book in a new dark romance series set at an elite invite-only college and is an animosity to lovers' stories between stepbrothers who have more in common than they think. So stepbrothers to lovers, we love that. It says you can expect stepbrothers, animosity to lovers, a double bi awakening, roommates forced proximity, hurt comfort, fighting as foreplay, mild primal play, dirty talk, bratting, their version of gay chicken, a protective MC, morally ambitious heroes, not so secret societies, and lots of spicy times that should come with a warning label, and they do. So be sure to check your content warning before diving into this one. And these two stepbrothers realize that in some games, everyone's a winner. I'm all about it. On June 20th, this is Chasing Riddic. This is by Alexandra St. Pierre. I actually ran across this author on Book Talk. She has a previous book before this book. It's not a series. This is totally different from her first book, but I have yet to read the first book. And her first book was in my I think it was in a video of a Book Talk. It makes me want to read it kind of video. But she writes very emotional, sort of a little bit on the darker side of male-male romances. It says Chasing Riddic is an open-door male-male romance. This book is not suitable for readers under the age of 18. Okay. Finn Summers can't feel fear. This causes Finn to take unnecessary risk, especially when it comes to his favorite sport in the world, surfing. When Finn hears a rumor about a beach called Leviathans, located in the small town of Stars Cove, California, the promise of 25-foot swells is too exciting for him to pass up. However, this beach has a dark history, a history filled with monster waves, lethal secrets, and one very dead surf legend. Despite the warnings of the town locals, Finn is determined to conquer a beach so gnarly, the men who discovered it named it after biblical sea demons. Lisa Jewell is giving us a new book on June 24th. This is Don't Let Him In. This synopsis is kind of all over the place. It says 3 women are connected by one man in this kaleidoscope thriller. I don't think I'm gonna read really into this one. I definitely want to go into this one blind. Like, just scanning over the synopsis, I'm like, what? What is this even about? So let's just go into this one blind. It comes out on June 24th. A spicy little novella comes out also on June 24th. This is Party of 3 by C. Travis Rice, aka Christopher Rice. This belongs to the Sapphire Cove series. This is 4.5. I'm all caught up, so I cannot wait to read this spicy little, I mean, look at this cover. What? I might have to buy this. It says C. Travis Rice's Sweet Secrets novellas, so there might be more, are steamy standalone stories in the beloved universe of Sapphire Cove, a beautiful luxury resort on the sparkling Southern California coast, where strong-willed heroes release the shame that blocks their heart's desires. Looks like we have a couple of guys going on just a wild weekend, because it says, will their wild weekend be little more than a fling? I guess they all meet up and just have a good time. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay, I'll 2 more books and then we'll be done. And they're both male-male romances, so releasing on June 26th, both of these next 2 books. This is Straight to You, and this is by Beck Benson. I've never read anything from this author, so I'm super excited. Also excited about the fact that it is a male-male romantic suspense. Love that. This one says, Straight to You is a best friends to lovers, a male-male romance with forced proximity, by awakening, hurt comfort, and a suspenseful twist with a happily ever after guaranteed. So we have Ryder and Logan are characters, and Ryder is saying he spends his days narrating steamy queer romance novels, which is ironic considering his own love life is non-existent. And he's always thought he was straight until Logan. Logan is his best friend. He says it's my person. He says we've been inseparable for years and it's never been weird. Then the emails start. Someone's watching me. Someone who claims to love me. Someone who thinks Logan is standing in the way. Now Logan refuses to leave my side. We're together constantly, and suddenly things don't feel so simple anymore, because the longer we're stuck in this mess, the harder it is to ignore the tension that wasn't supposed to be there. Y'all hear that rumbly? I love rumbly weather. Like, love it. I'm about to go fix me something to eat and finish this glass of wine while I listen to that rumbly weather. But this sounds really good. I'm really excited about this one. Then we have the first book of a new series coming out by Devin McCormick on June 26th. This is Frat Around and Find Out. This is the Peach State Frat Bros #1, the first book in that series. He is currently co-writing with Riley Hart the Peach State series. I am currently actually reading the second book in that series. There is a third one that I'll probably jump into right after that. But I'm excited about this one. This is just one that it just says by Devin McCormick. It doesn't say Riley Hart is in with this series. Our characters are Lance. Our characters are Lance and Ty. It says Frat Around and Find Out is a low angst, steamy romance, but the characters' backstories include grief over losing loved ones to cancer and dementia. This is the first book in the Peach State Frat Bros series. Frat Around and Find Out can be read and enjoyed as a standalone. So it looks like they are rivals. So this could also be an enemies to lovers. So there's going to be challenges between frats. Kind of reading about it in the Peach State series. It's just kind of like in the background. It's called Task Frat. So I guess their frat houses are competing against each other because Lance wants to beat Ty's frat. So I don't know. It looks like it's going to be fun. It's from the Peach State series. I always love a good college guys messing around, experimenting with each other. It's always a good time. And that's it for all the books that have piqued my interest in the month of June. There are a lot, and there's probably many more that I'm just missing. So again, just let me know in the comments if I'm missing out on anything, what you're looking forward to reading in June. I will not have a June TBR. Obviously, this month I'm reading all probably male-male romances. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. I'm just kind of picking what I want to read, and I've been really into the Peach State series by Riley Hart and Devin McCormick. So I'll probably continue that series and then jump into something else. I don't know. We'll find out at the end of the month when we do our wrap up. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hugs from me all around. Hope you're having a great Pride Month. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.